Tell me, do you think computers make our life easier? I don't know. I don't know. What? Okay, tell me. Why do people dislike computers? I don't know. No, I don't know. Hello, Mr. Sheikh. Okay, tell me, do you think it is Israel behind all these terrorist attacks around the globe?
لا حبيبي لا I don't know حبيبي لا
So, different questions, different people, but the same answer, right? So listen, let us find better ways to answer these questions so you can get a higher score in IELTS speaking. Let's do it. Hello again, this is Chanchol from EMS, the YouTube channel where you can find a lot of tips and tricks on how to improve your everyday English. And yeah, just before I get into details, let me remind you, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that whenever I upload a new video, you are the first one to get the notifications, because I am here to help you speak better English, get better marks and higher score on IELTS speaking. Even if you are not one of those who are trying to attend IELTS speaking, still you'll be benefited by my videos, because in today's global job market, knowing English, speaking fluent English is very much necessary. So if you want to be competitive, if you want to be that ideal candidate every employer looks for, then you have to be good in English. Make a note of that. So sometimes in IELTS speaking, the examiner will ask you a question that you simply don't know how to answer, especially in part 3. Now, of course, you can just say, I don't know, but you really want to show your vocabulary and, if possible, develop your answer. So in this video, we are going to look at some typically difficult questions and how can you start to answer them using something different from I don't know. We will start with some easier expressions and then move on to more complex ones. Also, I'm going to help you with a few pronunciation tips that can help build your fluency. Stay with me. Now, a word of warning. Whilst these expressions are really good, right? But don't just learn them today and use them in the test tomorrow, right? You need to be practicing them a lot so you can use them confidently and naturally. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. You know, I think if you are like me, you believe in a lifelong commitment to learning English. In fact, the best way to prepare for IELTS speaking, apart from one or two tips, is to make a long-term commitment to improving your overall spoken English. Really, that is the best way forward. Now, you can practice on your own, of course. It's absolutely fine. But even better if you can practice with other people and, if possible, a qualified teacher. I will leave that up to you. Now, let's move forward with today's exciting lesson. Tricky questions. Right. Let's look at some of those tricky questions you may get, especially in IELTS Speaking Part 3. Very often you get questions like, do you think blah blah blah? Why do people blah blah blah? Will we blah 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 in the future? Right? Sorry. And these are questions that really are pushing you to think of an answer, give your opinion, maybe explain why you think so, and give you opportunities to give examples as well. They can be tricky questions. I'm gonna look at some questions here around the topic of computers. These are not real questions, I've just made them up. But you could apply this kind of question to any topic, whether it's mobile phones, social media, online shopping. But here, just for examples, I am going to take computers. So let's take the first example. Do you think computers make life easier? I'm not too sure, to be honest, but I reckon they do make life easier because so I'm not too sure. You could say I'm not sure, or we often put the two in there, right? I'm not too sure. Please notice the not and the two. There is only one T sound, not two, okay? You don't need to say not two. Also, you can add the filler to be honest. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Now, you try it for a couple of times. I will wait. Okay, great. And then I'm leading in saying I reckon, which is just an informal way of saying I think. I reckon they do make life easier because, and then you could explain why. Great, nice and easy, right? Let's move on to the next one. Do you think computers make life easier? I can't say for sure, but it seems to me that by and large, they do make life easier. Let me give you an example. So, I can't say for sure. It sounds really nice, right? Notice the pronunciation. The for is like far, for sure, for sure. And although it's SU, it should sound like sh, the sh sound, sure. It's sure, that long vowel sound, right? Now try it yourself a couple of times. I can't say for sure, it sounds really nice, right? Say it again. Okay, great. But it seems to me this is another filler, right? Which actually means I think. But it seems to me, now say with me, I can't say for sure, but it seems to me. Say it a couple of times. Or you can practice it later, no issue. By and large just means generally speaking, which is a nice bit of language to use, and I'm sure most of you have never used it, right? And then you say, let me give you an example. Now you can probably see what I'm doing here is by making this I don't know quite long. I'm stretching it. I am giving myself time to think so that hopefully by the time I get to let me give you an example, my brain has been ticking over and I have got something to say. So this is not only about showing off language, it's about buying yourself some extra time to think on your feet or think on the spot, right? This is the smart way. Make note of that. Do you think we will use computers more in the future? Off the top of my head, I would say yes, we will. The reason I think so is because so off the top of my head, I would say yes or I would say no. Now, off the top of my head, it just means without thinking too much. So, to say something off the top of your head is to do it almost improvised without thinking, right? Again, notice the pronunciation. It's off the top of. Top of. It actually sounds like the famous Russian violin player Topov. So, the P and the F is pronounced together and the O in the middle is literally removed. So, off the top of my head. Now you try it yourself for a couple of times. Great. Now practice the whole sentence a few more times. Okay, now I will ask you the question again, and this time you give me the full answer in one go, right? Will we use computers more in the future? Great. Cutting you off in the middle, as often happens in the test. So get used to it, might. Okay, let's move on. Do you think computers make our life easier? As far as I can see, they do. For instance, they help us do our work more effectively, especially when it comes to preparing reports and presentations. Great. So, as far as I can see, right? Now, it doesn't mean literally as far as you can see, but it just means as far as I understand or as much as I understand, right? We also sometimes say tell instead of see, right? As far as I can tell. Notice the pronunciation. It's as, not s. It's more like z. So, as far as I can tell. Also notice the as is unstressed, short. As far as I can tell. Now you practice it a few times. As far as I can tell. As far as I can see. Your turn. Good. You're almost there. And here I go on to give an example, but use for instance, right? As far as I can tell, they do make life easier. For instance, blah blah blah. And then give your examples. It's always a great technique in part 3 is to give examples to develop your answers. So now, let me ask you the question again, and this time you give the answer. Do you think computers make your life easier? Great. Cutting you off again, making you used to it. Let's move on. Why do some people dislike computers? I'd hazard a guess that it is because of their age. That may be the case. I mean, a lot of older people don't like computers because they don't really understand how to use them. I'd hazard a guess. That's a really nice expression. It basically means I am making a guess or I am guessing, right? So similar to saying I guess, I suppose, I think, I'd hazard a guess, I would hazard, I'd hazard a guess. For better fluency, you can bridge the hazard a guess part, so it will sound like hazard a guess. Now practice this a couple of times. I'd hazard a guess. Great. Now keep it in mind, this one is a bit tricky. You need to practice it more before you start using it in any kind of test, right? I also have that nice expression, that may be the case, right? Again, it is another filler helping me to get time to think. That may be the case, or that may be the situation, right? Maybe, maybe not. Possibly, possibly not. That may be the case, or that may not be the case. Now, say this again with me. That may be the case. That may not be the case. Great. I'd hazard a guess that it's because of their age. That may be the case. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of older people. So, I mean, really, then it is giving me the chance to give an example or clarify what I am saying, right? And by this point, I am able to develop my answer quite a bit more, okay? So now it's your turn to answer my question. Why do some people dislike computers? That's an interesting answer. Thank you very much. So, today we have seen 5 different ways of saying I don't know. Although this is the least desired answer to any question during an exam, especially during the IELTS speaking test, but still there will be situations where you have to say no. When saying no is the last resort, make sure you do it in the smart way. That's all for today, my friends. If you liked the contents of this video, please leave me a comment below and let me know which part did you like. And also, do remember to subscribe and turn on the notifications. This is your friend Chanchal signing out. I hope to see you soon with some more videos. Till then, you promise me you will take good care of yourself and your family. Till then, goodbye. God bless you. Allah Hafiz.